welcome to yet another episode. Our today's guest is going to be the frontman of Brazilian upcoming band Maestrick, Fábio Caldeira, who will speak about the band's future album Espresso Della Vita Lunare, as well as his personal musical influences and much, much more. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to both here and on Instagram, so stay tuned with the updates. Here you go. Hey.
Hello, my friend.
Hey.
Well, I learned two phrases in Ukrainian.
Nice. Which are?
Привіт, дружа.
Oh,
Як
привіт.
справи?
Привіт, друже, все добре,
Is it
дякую.
great?
Nice, this is good actually. You're pretty good.
Thank you.
Nice. I'm actually in the heart. I was traveling around and got caught in the middle of Carpathian Mountains right now. So I'm in very high above the sea level.
Oh,
In the middle of the
great.
forest. Yeah.
Great.
Well, yeah, thanks a lot for, finding time and jumping on a call with me, man. Are you in Brazil right now?
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
how is it going there with all the COVID situation? Okay, so Brazil has been one of the craziest countries in terms of this, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. First, your government rejected the whole existence of coronavirus, and then, later on we see all this terrible stuff going on with hitting those unfortunate numbers. So how's it going there now? And from first hand.
Well, firstly, I'm honored by your gentle invitation. It's a great pleasure to be here. And, well, our president is not the best example of a good leader
Mhm.
because he preferred to divide people instead of unite. So here the things are very difficult because we are really divided. We have the two sides, the left side and the right side, and every day we have people agreeing with our president that says, "Oh, you are safe. You are already
Mhm.
safe. You don't need to stay at home. You don't need to use the mask." So, and the cases are growing. So we are very worried. Very worried.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it all happens, at the cost of human lives. So
Yeah,
let's just pray that the situation goes better in your
yeah.
country and around the world.
The problem is it's becoming very sad because the numbers are turning to names. So
Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Those are not just numbers on a paper; those are human lives. Absolutely, man. I
yeah.
completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But I assume you guys have some kind of lockdown, or in a way, you are most of the time staying at home, right? So, and for a
Yeah.
musician, this is a very, I mean, on one hand, this can be a very, exciting time because it gives you some time to, do music. But at the same time, it can be very challenging, right? So, what are you up to personally, and as the band?
Well, we are now writing our third album.
Nice.
That will be the second part of the story we started in Espresso Della Vita Solare.
Mm-hmm.
Will be the second part called Espresso Della Vita Lunare.
Mm-hmm.
So we are writing the songs, we are doing the pre-production, but separated because our drummer Heitor, he has his first son
Mm-hmm.
called Bruce.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Congrats to
so
him.
we are isolated from. We are not rehearsing
Yeah,
together,
makes sense.
but we are doing all the work, all the works here. I'm writing the songs, I'm recording the vocals here,
Mm-hmm.
playing the keyboards and record, and also the guys. So it's not a problem for us. I think it's a good time for do an inner travel to recognize what things are really important for us.
Mm-hmm.
So stay with family and uh, evolve.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, man. And the whole this situation, which is very unfortunate, as we already discussed. But how do you think this will affect the future of the music industry? Not only around the globe, but let's just talk about Brazil in particular, right? I mean, Brazil has been historically very rich musically, right? And it,
Oh,
and I had a Brazilian roommate back when I lived in Costa Rica, but you know, so he told me a lot about this, but this is all about, you know, personal relationships usually rather than internet. And now you guys, for example, you know, are forced to do this online. And do you think that, you know, we'll get back to normal and all the shows will get back to normal soon, or there is kind of this new kind of reality we all have to adapt to?
well, I, I I think that the new passport will be the vaccine. So I think that the our market, the shows, the all the events, I think that will be hard to start again.
Hmm.
I think that we will not have gigs and promotion from our new albums, for
Hmm.
example, so soon. I
Hmm.
think that the things will get some time to come back.
Okay, it makes sense. Absolutely. So, you know, talking about, you know, coming back to the music and your personal journey, I see your second studio album, as you already mentioned, Espresso Della Vita Solare. Sorry for my pronunciation. I'm sure it's
Yeah, yeah.
did something wrong there, but which is a first part of the, you know, of the double album you just mentioned about, you know, has been dropped what, roughly 2 years ago? Was it
Yeah,
2018? Yes.
yeah, yeah.
And you know, this was, you know, this was second studio album, but the first one where you kind of tapped, you know, outside your home Brazilian market, right? Because it has been released internationally, it has been received very well actually in Europe, you know, for everyone. But for yourself personally, how would you describe your, you know, your musical style after all these years, right? I mean, after these years, because I mean, you had two albums, they're very different in a way, right? I mean, they're both a progressive, but I
Yeah.
cannot say that, hey, this is the music style, you know, that characterizes you as a band. But how would you talk about it personally if you describe your band
Well, for
sound?
us, we are. I think we are storytellers, and we always work with a concept,
Mm-hmm.
a historical line. So we are more worried about doing the right landscape for this story,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what kind of music we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
If the music have to be soft or melodic or pop, we will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if the song asks us to be heavier or technically more technical, we will be there. So I think we like a lot of styles of music, folk music, Brazilian music, world music, classical music. So
Mm-hmm.
we try to use these different points in a circumference and uh, put these places, these points on the same place. And it's Maestrick for us.
Yeah, and you know, I had this analogy when I first heard a couple of the songs, you know, from your second album, that it did look like a melting pot in a way, right? I mean, there was definitely some, you know, classical heavy metal influence. Then there's some progressive rock, but then there's something completely out of that spectrum of music that came in the middle of it. So, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. So keep it up, man. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Yeah. And in terms of the album's concept, for those who don't know, it is a human life as if it was a train's journey, right? A
Yeah,
train
yeah,
trip.
right.
Uh, how did this came about? I mean, where did you get this crazy idea from? Whose idea was it? And you know, how did it arise?
Well, it came from my mother.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah, we
unexpectedly.
used to drink coffee
Uh
at the
huh.
afternoon, and we were talking about my grandfather that passed away a few years ago. So he used to work at a train company here in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and I grew up with him telling a lot of stories,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, about his work. And yeah, she said one thing that was very, very pretty for me. Um, she said, well, our life, it's like a train travel because we have people that we love, but sometimes these people need to get off the train on the next station. And your grandfather get off the train. So I pick up this idea, and it started to hit my brain, and I called the guys and I told them, and whoa, what do you think about we do a concept about the train travel as a metaphor of our lives? So they love it, and then we started to work on the songs. But it's very important to say that the train travel is a one-day train travel. So we have 24 hours.
Yeah.
And we have 24 songs.
Mhm.
And on the first part, Solare, we have 12 songs. Each songs, it's about 1 hour of the day and one period of the main character's life.
And as I understand from my very limited Portuguese, but Solare, you were talking about the day's travel, and the next part is going to talk about the night's travel. Is that more or less
Yeah.
right? Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right.
The first 12 hours of the day.
Nice. And 2 years after releasing the album, looking back at it, oh, sorry about that. Looking back at it right
No
now, would you have changed anything, or you think it's perfect the way it is?
Well, I never have this thoughts about change something that I did.
Mhm.
We always put our best, even in the first record
Mhm.
when we had less experience. I think that an album has his name because it's kind of a photo of that period.
Mhm.
The way all the limits you have, all the things you have, all the feelings you have. So I will never change anything.
Okay. It's pretty interesting to think that way. Yeah, absolutely, man. And in terms of the second part, when can we expect it?
From the next album.
Yes.
Well, Solare, the first part, it starts with the point of view of a kid,
Mm-hmm.
his feelings, and while he's growing up, the life is getting difficult, a little bit difficult. So on Lunare, we will do something heavier,
Mm-hmm.
sarcastic. We'll bring something, a malicious mood,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the start of the adult life. So
Mm-hmm.
the lyrics will bring some heavier issues. Will bring the heavy side of the band, the bad side of the band. I think the dark side of the band.
Okay.
I
So,
think
and
it's
you're talking
explained
about it
better.
musically or lyrically? Like, is it going to be like differently musically? I mean, it's going to be heavier, or in terms of
Yeah,
just the atmosphere? Okay, the heavier musically.
yeah. Musically, lyrically, all the mood of the album
Oh, that's
will
cool.
bring this dark side.
And when can you expect to finish it? Record it
Well,
and everything.
we will record if the pandemic let us
Yes.
until the end of this year. Yeah, until the end of this year. I think in November the producer will come to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Los Angeles,
Okay.
and he came to Brazil, to our city, to start the recording sessions. I think that until the end of the first semester of 2021, we will release the album.
In terms of the release, are you guys planning any promos and everything,
Yeah,
outside of Brazil and, maybe in Europe as well?
yeah. In 2018, we did it's about our first Euro tour. We passed in 5 countries:
Mm-hmm.
Switzerland, Italy, Poland, Czech Republic, and 4 countries.
Mm-hmm.
4
Mm-hmm.
countries.
Never came to
It's 4
Ukraine. You
countries.
should next time.
So yes, we have plans to tour. We want to come back to Europe with our full show,
Mm-hmm.
our full structure. Maybe we'll go to Japan
Mm-hmm.
because Marquis is from Japan, so
Mm-hmm.
we are planning to go to Japan and North America.
Okay.
And we have some plans to go to do the Prog Power Festival
Mm-hmm.
in Atlanta,
Sounds good.
and maybe do more shows there.
Nice. I'm excited to catch you guys live. Hopefully, I will be able to.
Uh, I miss to play live.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's the same for me. I mean, I don't know, I say this a lot, but for me, rock and roll and heavy metal is about, the live shows and live experience. I mean, I enjoy listening to music on my phone or on my, computer anywhere. But nothing compares to a live show experience. All that energy, all that atmosphere that you get from the band. This is what rock and roll is for me.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So, and in terms of, the touring, has there been any, and I know this is crazy to talk about it right now because, the pandemic shifts everyone's plans, but maybe any confirmed, dates already in addition to the Prague Festival
No,
after
no, we don't
the
have.
release? Yep.
No, yeah. We
Okay.
have to do first our the release of Lunare, and
Yes. Promo,
then we think about
then the tour.
yeah.
Standard.
Because we have a lot of work to do with Lunare. We are doing a big job in Lunare.
Mm-hmm.
We want to record again with an orchestra. We will be a core, a lot of guest musicians, and
Nice.
yeah.
This is
So we
exciting.
are very excited with this album.
This is
Very
exciting.
excited.
One question that I had, and I was just very curious about it. Were you, because I mean, again, your albums, they do tell a story, and it's very cohesive, and it's it goes one by one, and every song is in a very particular order. I mean, there is no chaos to it in a way at all. Were you guys ever thinking of incorporating in any way a cover on any of the bands that influenced you inside of your albums, and making it cohesive to the sound?
We did a tribute album between our first and second
Yes,
album.
yes, you did. You did. What was it
The
called?
Trick Side of
Yes,
Songs.
yes, absolutely, yeah. But were you guys ever thinking of incorporating it inside your own album and your own story? Possibly a song that was influenced you
Oh,
personally.
it's great. It's a great idea.
Yeah, just do it.
It's a great
Give me
idea.
credit.
Noted.
I'm kidding.
Well, but we have a lot of references. Like, for example, the first movie ever
Mhm.
made was from the Lumiere brothers.
Yes.
And the soundtrack of this first movie called "They Arrive in the Train Station," something like
Mhm.
that. And the soundtrack of this little movie we use on Origami.
Ah, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
use
we
that.
have a lot of this. We have a lot of Easter eggs in our songs.
Nice.
For example, on the song "Far West," we have a saloon called Morricone.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have a lot of Easter eggs and references in general about artists. And do you know why the name of the album is in Italian?
No, actually, no. Yeah. Why?
It's because it's a reference of the Divine Comedy from Dante
Ah.
Alighieri.
Ah, okay. Now I get it.
Yeah, because Dante did a travel between the hell, the purgatory, and the heaven.
Mhm.
So it's like our lives. We have bad moments, we have good moments, we have moments of that is like a purgatory. So it's a reference.
This is deep. Yeah, I'm excited to
Yeah,
share this. I'm to go back, re-listen to your album from a whole lot of a different perspective right now.
great, great.
In terms of the couple of more questions, I'm very conscious of your time. In terms of the musical references and musical influences, right, that you were just talking about, who are
Yeah.
your personal, favorite ones, and which musicians did influence and continue influencing you right now the most?
Well, my favorite band of all time is Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I really love their work. I have all their albums.
Mm-hmm.
And Freddie Mercury for me and Brian May, they were great influences
Mm-hmm.
on the writing, the compositions, on the arrangements. Uh, I really love Yes,
Mm-hmm.
their early albums,
Mm-hmm.
Close to the Edge, Fragile, um, Gentle Giant. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in love with Gentle Giant now. I'm listening a lot of Gentle Giant.
Mm-hmm.
Their album Octopus for me, it's perfect. It's
Mm-hmm.
a real travel. So Derek Schumann as a songwriter, they do a lot of counterparts arrangements. So it's very difficult to understand and to write. So for me, it's very interesting.
It's interesting.
Brazilian music in general. I really like the last album from Sepultura
Mm-hmm.
called Quadra.
Yeah, it has
Uh,
been received
um,
very well, yeah,
yeah, it's
internationally.
a
Yeah.
great album. I really love the second album from Angra,
Mm-hmm.
Holy Land.
Mm-hmm.
Was very important for
There's a
me.
huge variety of what you listen to, just like me. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. For me, there's only good and bad music.
That's
No matter the kind of music we have. So
interesting.
that Montanha, for example, our best player, he prefers the heavy side
Mm-hmm.
of rock.
So he will take on the
Pantera,
second part of the,
Sepultura,
yeah.
and Rush.
And
That
Rush.
is more of a lighter kind of music, but
But I
he
guess
prefers
Rush
this
is
kind of
because
music.
there has been some exquisite rhythm section work on Rush albums throughout, their
Yeah,
discography.
yeah,
So for a bass
are
player,
very
I think
rich.
I think Rush is always, one of those bands to look up to.
Yeah,
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 absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
man. And
Um,
yeah,
well, about Heitor, our drummer, he loves Metallica,
okay.
and the first albums was Dream Theater. So, well, we could spend the whole interview talking about our influences, but I think it's the main points, the main veins.
Absolutely. All right, makes sense. And in terms of the touring experience that you've had throughout the years, and you've mentioned going to Europe, for the first time as well.
Yeah.
What has been either the craziest one, the craziest show, the craziest touring experience that you ever got, or just one show that you really remembered and cherish, and the one that you can, hopefully share with everyone.
Well, our third show
Mm-hmm.
was in a great big festival here in Brazil called Rock and Roll,
Mm-hmm.
in the state of Minas Gerais, and we played. They did a selection, and we sent our album, and they called us to play. We were invited to play, so it was a great experience for us. It
Yeah.
was our biggest show. We played with a lot of bands, Grave, Samael, great bands from Brazil, Dr. Scene, Shaman, Nervosa.
Mm-hmm.
Was a great day for us. It was a great
Absolutely.
day.
Yeah.
And I think in the European tour, I can. Oh, the first show we did in a small village in Switzerland. I don't Moudon, the
Mm-hmm.
city of Moudon.
Mm-hmm. Never been there.
And there was some Brazilians living there, and we play some songs with Brazilian influences.
Mm-hmm.
So the connection that we had with those people that didn't see their families for 20 years,
Yeah, I can
they
imagine.
cried a lot. They cried a lot. For us, it was very emotional and very important to know that no matter where you are, the music connect people.
Absolutely, 100%
It's a
agree
great
with you.
lesson.
Absolutely, and especially during these very challenging times, not only for Brazil but for humanity in general.
Yeah,
Let's just all remember that music is what can, help us find the common ground and hopefully
yeah,
overcome, the challenges that we have. You know, just one of them.
yeah.
Absolutely, man. Fabio, thanks a lot. Any last message for the fans? Anything you want to share with them? The mic is yours.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you, my friend. It's a great honor to be here. I'd like to know, I'd like to say, I'm sorry, I'd like to say that we are very proud of the new songs, and we cannot wait to spread Espresso Della Vita Lunare to the world. And if you like our band or if you want to know more, please check our social media, Maestrick on Facebook, Maestrick Official, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. So we'll be there. And
Absolutely.
thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Fabio. It's been a very nice talk, and then it's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
Thank
All the
you.
good luck, with the new album. I'm very excited to hear it, and make sure that you hit Ukraine next time you're here. Absolutely.
Okay,
All right, give it
great.
give it up, man. See ya. See you,
All the
bro.
best, my
Thanks.
friend.